So joining us now with more insight into the shooter and how he was able to pull off the deadliest shooting in U.S. history, LAPD Detective Mark Fuhrman, also a Fox News contributor. Mark, good evening to you. Boy, everybody's just trying to figure out what in God's name happened to this shooter, how this happened. He was obviously accumulating a lot of weapons, a lot of ammunition, and he had a plan in mind. It's clear.
No, it is, Martha. And, you know, it's when you listen to how many weapons and how much ammunition he stored and the advanced planning to get that room facing the concert during those 3 days, you can tell that there was a lot of advanced thinking and a lot of advanced planning. And the disturbing thing that I'm starting to kind of see and feel is there's no axe to grind. There's no religious, political, there's no brush with law enforcement, there's no terrorist connection thus far. But if there isn't, it kind of elevates this incident to a new level that is probably the most disturbing, even more than terrorism.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there had to be something, and we don't know what that is yet. And I know that Sheriff said moments ago that they do want to speak to the woman that he was, his girlfriend, the woman that he had been seeing, who is in Tokyo. Originally, we heard that maybe she was in the Philippines. So obviously, we need to figure out if there was any relationship issue. The gambling is another potential issue here. But I want to play for you the soundbite from his brother today, because family members are interesting to talk to say the least, to try to get a handle on this person. Let's play that.
Any indication that he was angry about anything, angry at anybody?
Absolutely nothing. There's no reason for me not to say this. This is what I would love to be able to give you guys, to give some reason to this. I couldn't be more dumbfounded. I mean, it doesn't, there's nothing.
Last communication.
There's nothing.
So there's that, and then there's the revelation that came out today that his father, the shooter's father, was wanted by the FBI years ago, and they termed him a psychopath. He was a bank robber. Put all this together for us, Mark. What do you think?
Well, when you listen to the brother, you could see an image that he might have presented to his very close family that he was somewhat distant from. But the girlfriend, I think, is going to be an interesting interview because she might be able to give some insight into personality changes, possibly a mental defect that was starting to surface, quite possibly even a medical problem, and it might be a reason that she distanced herself from him in this certain time in his life. So there might be something that they can start to piece together. But the difficult thing with the suspect is, even in an autopsy, unless you have some kind of obvious medical defect, you're not going to be able to really measure his mental health without the help of somebody like a girlfriend or a wife or a brother or mother.
What about what you hear on that videotape, Mark, in terms of what was used? There's a lot of discussion about whether or not he had altered a rifle in order to make it an automatic rifle, which is illegal in this country. Your thoughts on the forensics in terms of what you can hear on that tape?
Well, when they're talking about the weapons, there's no doubt that there was an automatic weapon used, whether it was altered or it was a automatic weapon by manufacturer. He definitely possessed it. How he altered that, they will determine, and they will determine which weapons were altered. But when you have an automatic weapon in the hands of somebody like this for this purpose, it is to try to inflict as much death as you can, as quickly as you can. And he probably knew he had a window of opportunity before law enforcement got to him, and he probably knew he had anywhere from 10 minutes to a half hour before somebody would get there, and then he took his life.
Yeah. All right. Mark, thank you so much. Mark Fuhrman, former LAPD detective and Fox News contributor.